Daphne Joy made one mistake that destroyed her entire life. She was a model, an actress, and a mother. But one day, her name appeared in a single court document. She couldn't have known it, but that legal filing would become a loaded weapon, handed to one of the most ruthless men in hip-hop. This single document would trigger a war between two of hip-hop's most vindictive men and put her right in the crossfire. To understand how Daphne Joy's life spiraled, you have to start with Sean Diddy Combs. In March 2024, the music world was shattered by an explosive lawsuit from producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who accused Diddy of sex trafficking, abuse, and running a dark enterprise behind the glamour of his empire. Buried deep inside those court filings was a bombshell allegation that Daphne Joy, the mother of 50 Cent's son, was receiving monthly payments from Diddy as part of an alleged sex work arrangement. Joy immediately and fiercely denied the claim, calling it 100% false and character assassination. But the damage was done. The allegation didn't just tarnish her name, it lit a fuse. But Daphne had no idea this was just the beginning. Someone was watching. Someone with a personal vendetta. That someone was Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. His rivalry with Diddy is the stuff of hip-hop legend, and as Diddy's legal world crumbled, 50 Cent was his chief online tormentor, posting a relentless stream of memes and insults. So when Daphne Joy's name appeared in that lawsuit, it was the perfect opportunity. For 50, this was a chance to strike his arch-nemesis by hitting someone connected to him. While Daphne was dealing with the fallout from being named in the Diddy lawsuit, she didn't know 50 Cent was already planning her destruction. He wasn't just going to mock her online. His public humiliation was just phase one. What he did next crossed every line. On March 28, 2024, the war went from public mockery to a devastating legal assault. Reports surfaced that 50 Cent was filing for sole custody of their son, Sire. He confirmed it himself on social media, posting a headline with the caption, "See you in family court, sex worker." The move was swift and brutal. He was taking unproven claims from a third-party lawsuit and turning them into the centerpiece of a custody battle. In an official statement, his team declared the move a necessity, citing the disturbing allegations and his duty to protect my son. But this wasn't just about his reputation anymore. He was going after her child. She had two choices: surrender or go nuclear. Backed into a corner, with the world watching and her ex moving to take her son, Daphne Joy chose to go nuclear. What she posted next would change everything. Days after 50 Cent's custody announcement, she took to Instagram with a raw, emotional post accusing him of horrific acts. Addressing him directly, she wrote, "Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me." She framed his custody filing not as a father's concern, but as a continuation of his alleged abuse, calling him her oppressor. It was a high-stakes, desperate move to flip the narrative, but in doing so, she had just declared war on one of hip-hop's most vindictive men. 50 Cent's response was not just a denial, it was an escalation designed to crush her. In May 2024, he filed a defamation lawsuit against Daphne Joy for over $1 million. The lawsuit was a masterclass in legal pressure. It argued her allegations were a calculated attack to destroy his reputation, harm his businesses, and sabotage the custody case. Suddenly, Daphne wasn't just fighting for her son. She was facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that threatened to ruin her financially. The message was clear: fight back, and it will cost you everything. Now, she faced financial ruin and losing her child. But the most shocking twist was still to come. The public war between them had reached its peak. A brutal, he said, she said battle played out for millions on social media, but caught squarely in the middle of the accusations of sex worker and rapist was their young son, Sire. The fight was no longer just about two celebrities. It had become the story of two grown men destroying a child's family for ego and public leverage. The crossfire of lawsuits and public shaming created a crisis, with a child's privacy and well-being hanging in the balance. Something had to give before the damage became permanent. Then, for a moment, it seemed like the war was cooling down. In July 2024, the Instagram post containing Daphne Joy's explosive allegations quietly vanished. Then, in September 2024, came another twist. 50 Cent filed to drop his own multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit. On the surface, it looked like a truce, as if sanity had finally returned. But it wasn't a truce. It was a strategic victory with a hidden threat. The lawsuit was dismissed, without prejudice. A legal dagger, meaning he could refile it at any time. It seemed like it was over, but the damage was already done. While the public-facing defamation suit was paused, the war simply moved behind closed doors. The custody battle continues, away from the cameras. But the impact is permanent. Their son will grow up in a world where a simple search reveals his parents' ugliest accusations against one another, a private war that became public entertainment. And the threat against Daphne Joy is not truly gone. By dismissing his lawsuit without prejudice, 50 Cent holds a legal weapon in reserve. If she ever speaks out again, that million-dollar lawsuit can be brought right back. It's not really over, it's just quieter. This story reveals a terrifying playbook for how powerful men can weaponize the legal system. It starts with a public scandal, in this case, the one surrounding Diddy, which is then used as leverage in a completely separate, private war. First, 50 Cent used the Diddy lawsuit to attack Daphne's character and file for custody. Then, when she fought back with her own allegations, he used the courts again to file a defamation suit, trapping her in a second legal cage. The pattern is clear. Use money, influence, and the legal system itself to silence and control. Daphne Joy was just the latest victim in a much bigger game. But here is the final, mind-blowing twist. In this war of scorched earth tactics, nobody won. 50 Cent wanted sole custody and to silence his ex, but the battle led to him being publicly accused of rape, a claim now permanently attached to his name. Daphne Joy wanted to defend herself, but ended up named in a federal criminal subpoena connected to the Diddy investigation, dragging her even deeper into the scandal. Their total warfare actually weakened both of their positions. The only certain outcome is the collateral damage. A child lost his privacy forever, all for two men's egos. And the ultimate truth? Other powerful men are watching, and they are learning how to use this same playbook.